Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Where's Carl here on the Monkey Caviar Podcast Network. I'm Tiny, your host. With me, as always, Adam Levy. Adam, how are you this evening?
I am peachy, Mike. How you doing?
You're not peachy, you're raspberry.
I'm raspberry and chocolate. That's right.
Raspberry and chocolate. I am peach.
Yes. Raspberry for
that
me.
Looks alcoholic beverage, sir. That looks
It is a nice imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels.
That's lovely.
Oh, it's delicious.
Before we get to the big show out there with all the wildfires and whatnot.
Well, I'm safe where I am. I don't know. I don't think I know any people that are really affected by it right now, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy out here right now.
It's hell though, right?
Not too bad for me. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, they're pretty far away from where I'm at, and even out by where I work, it's not too bad. Yeah,
it's not like Anaheim Hills is on fire again. No.
Yeah, I mean, I was working in Ontario when Ontario caught fire. I lived in Pasadena when the Angeles Forest caught fire. So that was pretty bad. Wake up every morning and you have to brush all the ashes off my car because looked like it snowed overnight.
If the Fear of the Walking Dead ever really happened, LA would just burn to the ground. The whole city would just burn.
Oh, totally.
In a matter of days.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I wouldn't either. I'm surprised that the Fear of the Walking Dead hasn't actually happened there. Guys talking to some telephone poles on Hollywood Boulevard that I'm pretty sure is zero.
It's entirely possible.
Oh, so I got a plug. I got to do a plug.
Ooh.
I'm at Comic-Con this Sunday. I'm doing a panel versus Star Trek.
Oh, I remember you saying something about that online.
Yeah. That is this coming Sunday. So if you're in the area, come out and see me. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Too bad I'm not in the area.
It's pretty good.
Too bad I'm not out in the area.
No, I'm doing a little. I got a little story to tell, and then I'll do a little debate on a couple of different topics: Star Wars versus the Trek. Would you rather have command your Enterprise? Oh, Boba, like that. But it's going to be taking people out of Star Wars, putting them into Star Trek, and vice versa.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a fun thing. The biting, because the biting is good. Usually I would save what happens at the end of the episode for the end of the podcast, but I'm not gonna. No, let's get right to it.
Jump on in.
Question 1. Did they just kill Carl?
I'm pretty sure they just killed Carl.
Think they killed Carl.
Oh, how many people have survived a zombie bite?
To this point?
Yes.
0.
You think Carl is the exception to the rule? You think Carl is the cure to the zombie plague?
Carl did. I mean, they had to amputate his leg, but he survived. Can't cut out his rib cage there. It's a tough bite. Can't read the chat room, so you're gonna have to tell me what's going on.
Marcus is saying that he sees that it's live, but he can't see or hear anything.
It's horrible, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's broadcasting and can't hear us. You don't know that we're talking about you, so that's horrible. Well, probably try to check it out later. But
yeah, let me type a response to her.
You try to see if you can hear it. Let's see if I can hear it. Technical difficulties about. Let's see if I can hear it. If I can hear it, then.
Jared says he sees and hears, so it might just be Marcus.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it and see it. So, sorry, Marcus, man, that's on you, bro.
Yeah, try closing out, reopening it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so right to the bite. I don't think they killed Carl. All right. So my first thought was they were going to use the hot iron. Dwight action. See if that at least helps. But why he's safe.
Okay.
Our man right here, this guy, Eugene,
Yeah.
Carson to the hilltop for Maggie's baby, but that's not what he's going for.
Okay, well, unless they get Carl to the hilltop, which as of now, I don't see how they can get out there because I don't know if they have a way out of the sewers that they're living in currently.
Jadis and her army that are going to come to their rescue because Rick's been working with They totally bailed on that shit.
Yeah, they did. As soon as the shots fired, Jadis and the Black Parade stormed off.
Like, nah, we gotta go. Jared Leto's over here, and they go running off. Bad day for them. Bad day to be in the Black Parade.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't think Carl's gonna die. And if they kill Carl, his meaning is way better. The world will be asking exactly where the hell Carl is.
Yeah, I don't see a way out for Carl in this. I mean, even through some of his actions throughout the episode, I think he was pretty much given up.
You think it was a suicide note or a farewell note?
More farewell than suicide, but I think he was ready to commit suicide by Negan.
Yeah, but Negan wasn't hearing that shit.
Oh no, Negan loves Carl.
He does. He loves it too much. He loves it. You love me too much.
Yeah, Negan loves Carl. I mean, even with some of the conversation Negan and Rick had, you could tell just how much he loves Carl, and not in like a Nambla kind of way, but he has a lot of respect for Carl.
Not no, I'm gonna take him from behind kind of way. Boy, that boy's got a pretty mouth and a nice head of hair.
Yeah.
Said it in Alabama.
If Roy Moore was there, then Carl might not be safe. But
that is tomorrow, by the way. Alabama, don't let the whole nation down here.
Please do it. Make us proud.
They're not. They're gonna totally. That guy's gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now because I saw on Fox. They said Fox News was saying that the other guy by 15%. If Fox News is saying that the Republican is losing, they're up to something fishy, which means they're trying to get the Democrats to stay home and not vote because they think it's all locked up. Get out there and vote tomorrow, especially if you're blue in that state of Alabama right now.
Yeah, I mean, all right, political commentary over. Let's get back to the episode.
Every week, I got to dip into this because of Trump. Ass bag. He's a worse villain than Negan.
Oh, that's who we should get for the villain on next season of Walking Dead.
You know what? If I turn on C-SPAN tomorrow and I see Pence walk out with Lucille on the Senate floor, I'm going to scream hallelujah. All right, let's wrap up really quick.
All right.
Enid and Aaron. Let's get Enid and Aaron out of the way because theirs is really quick.
All right, so hold on a second. So J-Rod says if they do kill Carl, we have to change the name of the show.
No,
seriously.
Hell no.
Seriously, if they do, what we all think will happen if it's big deviation from the comics?
Where's Carol?
I mean, D makes a good point because this is a very big deviation from the comic books.
From the comic books, Carl very much still alive.
Yeah, well, two very big deviations in this episode. One with Carl and one with Alexandria.
Is still alive in the comic? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And, all right. So was this supposed to be the slashing of Negan?
What do you mean the slashing of Negan?
Throat gets cut in the comic.
Honestly, I don't remember that. It's been so long since I've read the storyline.
All right. Well, if I'm ruining anything for anybody, too fucking bad. Read a comic book.
Open a blog.
In the comic book, Negan comes back to Alexandria. Rick slashes his throat, and then they take Negan prisoner.
Yeah.
This season ends and eventually ends. And if I just spoiled the end of this season for you, I'm really sorry. But if it
Yeah, see,
wasn't,
I forgot how they took Negan at the end. I don't remember the details, but I remember they did take Negan alive.
Andrea is dead in the comic. Oh, is she? She wasn't.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it, Marcus.
Yeah, thanks a lot, bud.
I'm just giving.
I'm just as bad because I haven't.
I haven't read any of the comic books since All Out War ended. Really,
I'm up to where we are or where we should be. I haven't gone any farther for I don't want to ruin things for me. I know what's coming in certain aspects, and the Whisperers are coming.
We're just giving you a hard time, Marcus. Don't worry about it.
Hey, don't worry about it. You ain't spoiling anything for anybody.
No, I think I'm current with the downloads. I've got all of the stuff downloaded that I'm missing, but I just haven't had time to read anything right now.
Yeah, well, we'll have a little break here, so maybe we'll do some comic book catching up.
Maybe, yeah.
Speaking of the break, since this is the mid-season, doesn't return until February 25. Whereas Carl here February 5th. February episodes. One will be and start working on this. We'll do our respectively 5 favorite characters each.
Okay.
Our 5 least favorite characters.
Okay. All right.
That's good. In between that, we'll do a season catch up for the first half of the season, though that should only take about 2 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fucking season was boring. It wasn't Terminus boring. It wasn't Walking to Terminus boring. Slow first half of the season.
Well, I talked about this off air with you, and the way this first half of the season goes, it was basically a very extended version of the last few episodes of season 6, where Rick and his crew were tasked with taking out Negan to get help from the hilltop, and they went and raided that little outpost and killed everybody there and thought, hey, we won. And then, you get the final episode where Negan actually shows up and basically tells Rick and his crew, you guys didn't win shit. This is how it's going to be now. And these last 8 episodes were pretty much just a drawn out version of that.
Exactly what happens tonight or last night in the episode. And the saviors show up everywhere.
Yeah.
They're on fucking abandoned roads. They're in the kingdom. They're at Alexandria.
And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened in the season 6 finale, which is, Rick and them were driving to Hilltop to get Maggie to a doctor, and they go down one road and there's saviors there. So they turn around, go down the next road. There's saviors there, and they finally get boxed in.
Best communications network in the apocalypse by far. Get done.
That Sprint guys was walking around going like, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" And Negan's like, "Yeah, I can hear you, motherfucker."
I can hear you crystal clear, bro. That's a lot of the problem I had with this episode. Was you could have spent another 2 episodes getting them out of Sanctuary.
Yeah, I mean,
people fight zombies. It's what the fucking show is about. So show us them getting out.
Yeah.
We had a couple of glimpses at how it happened. Well, Eugene helped. Eugene did.
You know what Eugene did? Eugene told Negan to use all your fucking bullets and shoot all the zombies from the ground, from elevated position. That's pretty much all he did.
And why were they shooting at Rick? First thing when he walks up with the Black Parade, they got plenty of bullets still.
Yeah, well, maybe they didn't use all their bullets killing the zombies. Yeah.
In Alexandria, those weren't just bullets.
Yeah, they had fucking RPGs, man. Yeah.
Blowing up houses.
Yeah.
P.S. Houses don't blow up like that unless they're full of C4. I don't know that Alexandria was packing that much plastic explosive.
I mean, maybe unless all the houses are running on propane or something, but still.
Propane fire is different.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a shit ton of explosions in this episode. I'll give it that.
Well, they used all that money they saved from killing Shiva off.
Can we go to Enid and Aaron now?
Yes, let's go to Enid and Aaron.
These 2 nitwits All right. First of all, this is the second episode in which I found Enid a little more attractive. A little bit.
Dude, don't get me started, man.
First was just her running, and I was like, "Oh, look at Enid," and then this one in the car, and I like that they're going to tramp out the Oceanside. That's their plan. Any good people dropping in, they stop off to get a housewarming gift, which is a fucking truck full of wine, apparently.
Yeah, no, it was a truck full of whiskey. It was a distillery, man.
Okay, well, there's wine distilleries too, but I guess that would be a winery.
Well, I want to say the truck, said like whiskey or something on the side of it too. So,
but that distillery more whiskey than winery. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, and seriously, what better? Nothing says, hey, we're sorry. Then here's a shitload of booze.
Okay, and now I come to you as a member of your team, and I'm like, before all this Negan shit goes down, supplying him shit for a good while. That wine, that distillery. No, we're not going there.
Maybe nobody saw the sign until now.
Come on, it seemed to be a pretty major. Well, not there's a major road, but there's enough there for them to take a truck.
Well, the other thing is we don't know if Negan, Negan doesn't know about Oceanside. I don't think he knows of that location itself. He knew where they were before Oceanside, but I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows Oceanside. So if they haven't gone down that way, they wouldn't have seen the sign for the distillery. They wouldn't have raided all the booze.
A truck that is full of what is basically Molotov cocktails, and you're not using it as a weapon.
Oh, come on. Simon would have drank all that shit, man. Simon, he loves him some booze.
But we just established that the Saviors didn't know about the distillery.
No, but
apparently Enid did.
Well, I think she saw the sign when she was driving.
Well, much like the rest of this episode, that's awfully coincidental.
Yeah, there are a number of like Deus Ex Machina, throwouts in there. Like, ooh, here's a distillery that nobody's ever found.
All right, here's Neil in the back of the car that no one's ever talked about before. Bye, Neil.
You know what? The only thing I will say about that though is, well, two things. A, it seemed very Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Damn, I shot Marvin in the fucking face. And B, better Neil than Jerry. Because the way that scene looked, the way they showed it, the way it was shot, I seriously thought that Simon put a cap in Jerry's head. Because the background is very dark. There was almost no light on that scene, so even with the lights out in my room watching this thing, I still couldn't make out half the shit that was going on because it was so fucking. I mean, they could have shot the episode in pitch black and it would have made about as much sense.
We're moving all over the place. Let's finish Enid and Aaron first. All right, so they show up to Oceanside with this distillery truck full of booze. They hang out and wait for the Oceanside people to come to them, which happens. Enid shoots one of them.
Well, no. I don't think they were waiting for the Oceanside people to come to them. They just decided, hey, it was dark, so let's just camp out here for the night and go in the daylight.
That's what it was? Because I don't think that's what it was.
Yeah, because Enid was asleep in the car. I think they were just they didn't want to show up in the they don't want to show up in the middle of the night because they don't want to get attacked.
And I heard was this seems like a good place. So I guess that could be to sleep or just wait, whatever. I get come upon. I noticed that the members of Oceanside garden hose as weapons.
Yeah. Well, there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, pointy sticks and hose, which might be the hashtag tonight, pointy sticks and hose.
Oh, hashtag pointy sticks and hose. Hashtag feminism.
So do you think that they're going to be ready to talk now that Enid has summarily put a bullet in one of them?
Not just one of them. She put a bullet in Grandma.
Oh, she was feisty.
She was, but she was kind of like the leader of the group, and that was Tara's new friend's mother. So I think they might be a little pissed off.
We have to remember these people that were in one episode with Tara 2 seasons ago. We're like, oh, are we supposed to care who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Maybe just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
So, yeah, I think they're pissed off. Is Enid or Aaron dead because of this, do you think?
If anybody, I'd say Aaron.
Can't kill off
Because this is the mascara, this is the Amazonian sisterhood here. Men aren't allowed, but Enid fits right in.
All right, well, maybe that's what we do. We kill Aaron, we take Enid, because Enid was only there for Carl's and bangery, and since he's not going to get to do that apparently, then there's no need for Enid, right?
Yeah, seriously, man, Carl's gonna die a virgin. Well, not unless they bring Enid back for a quick, pre-death bang.
Like Henry Lee Lucas, and he just likes to bang the corpses.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you know who Henry Lee Lucas is?
I don't.
He's a serial killer. He's a serial killer here in the South.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he killed women so that he could bang their dead corpses, because that's how he got off.
Oh, good God, that's disturbing.
You last podcast on the left.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah, there are some fucked up people out there, man. But I mean, does he like it? Before the rigor mortis sets in, or?
They don't really go into the details of what he does. I mean, other than kills them and then has sex with them.
Like, I guess I don't struggle that way.
I don't have those kind of issues.
Yeah, thank God. If you did, we probably wouldn't be doing this podcast.
You don't know. I like a girl with a pulse.
I learn something new about Mike every day.
A pulse is important, more than Cosby.
Oh, shit. A pulse is very important.
I'm sorry.
So is consent.
He's not up to date. So is Mario Batali.
Oh, yeah, that was relevant.
I gotta take shots on him, take on shots on. There's a new one every day now.
Seriously.
And I understand, ladies, get it out. Me too. I get it. I appreciate your struggle, and I appreciate what you've gone through. Ish.
Yeah, and you want to know the really bad part is, as much as I feel for these women and the shit that they've had to put up with because of these assholes that are in a position of power, I feel kind of like a little bit of a selfish ass, because it's starting to affect the stuff that I like. Like when actors are getting kicked off TV shows that I like.
I like House of Cards.
I loved House of Cards. I liked The Ranch. I didn't. It's too bad Danny Masterson was a Scientologist, but the show was fucking funny. But
where was Scientology to cover up for his ass?
Apparently, they tried to.
A good job. If they can keep
they didn't do a great job.
Miscavige out of jail, they can certainly keep Danny Masterson on his show. I mean, wife hasn't been seen in public in 5 years.
Yeah.
No on his.
Yeah. So he's got the money, though. Danny Masterson doesn't. But no, I mean, I don't want to be this asshole.
If you rape a girl, you're an asshole. You need to be dealt with. If you consent, you're an asshole, and you need to be dealt with. Friends, girls, boob, because you poked it. That's not harassment. That's a joke. Understand it.
Did you poke somebody's boob?
A lot of boobs. I've done some things that would. Well, I couldn't in Alabama, but I couldn't. I don't want to be put in a position where someone would go into my past and go, no, he harassed me, because you could hashtag me too all the fuck about me. I touched your boobs, I grabbed your butt, I did it all. Never malicious, and it was never explained because I'm a guy and I can't be sensitive on this issue.
Yeah.
I think that everything I say sounds stupid and ridiculous. So
God, when did our podcast get deep, man?
And it's, when? When the quality of The Walking Dead went fucking down. That's when.
Oh,
and more about this show to talk about. So this show. we'd have more to talk about.
Oh,
Still 20 minutes complaining.
oh, preach, my friend.
Carl's letter. I liked a little bit with Rosita and Tara and the piling on of all the boxes and shit. And she's like, "How about the horn?" Yep, there's the horn. And then Rosita walks in with like a la, la, la. It was a little fun little moment of levity in an otherwise
dark and broody episode. Yeah,
that was boring.
This is like the teenage angst version of Walking Dead, man. It was just dark and broody.
I'm blaming the Black Parade. Once they showed up, the whole thing went emo.
Yeah.
I don't think Carl was bitten. I think he's cutting himself.
Just cutting himself. He's like grabbing like zombie dentures and like chopping himself.
That's exactly what it is. I wanted to feel something, Dad.
You know what? When the episode first started, I was afraid that we're gonna have another episode full of these fucking stupid time jumps. Because we start off with that whole like Carl and Rick walking down the street after like meeting Sadiq for the first time. And he's like, "Why'd you have to shoot at him, Dad? He was just, he's just looking for some food." I'm like, "Oh fuck! For fuck's sake, man! Let's just stick to the present."
Well, they did for the most part. It was just the very beginning that did that.
Yeah, it was, but when you see that after like those first two episodes where it's just that constant like weird, where the fuck are you going with the time stream? I thought we were going back all over again.
Well, we did. We backslid a lot into a really shitty people. Our gang has turned into a bunch of fucking pussies, and I don't like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, they were put in a position where they didn't really have a choice unless it was either death or, submission. And every single one of them chose to tap out.
We were breaking into the CDC.
Or old folks' homes.
Okay, so Carl's about to go into the sewer, and Michonne stops him, and she's like, he tells her about Sadiq. Shows up, and he's like, "You got 3 minutes, and I'm coming in." Blow the doors down.
Yeah, they got a lot done in 3 fucking minutes.
Right, 3 minutes. So they bug everybody out.
180 seconds, man, and they evacuated an entire town. No, that's impressive.
How they had that line of cars obviously done beforehand because why? Because they weren't expecting them to come back, Daryl, because you thought your plan worked, but it didn't.
Well, I mean, to be fair, with the way things work in this world, with governors and things like that, it makes sense that they would have an escape plan in place in case. I mean, they probably had this in place from earlier before with Negan, because you never know when he was going to lose his temper or when shit was going to go bad. So they probably had an escape plan in place before.
We'll give you the benefit of the doubt because that's what this episode requires.
Because I can't think that Carl had this whole thing planned out like that.
Well, he said it was his plan.
I mean, to get the people out of there, yeah, but to be fair, he didn't know that Negan was out. Nobody knew. They thought the plan was going. Everything was going according to plan. So why would he have had a mass evacuation plan like that with the sewers ready and all this stuff like that if everything was going according to plan?
If we assume that he was writing that letter in to say farewell, Dad, I'm taking a walk through the sewer with Sadiq. That's how I'm going to turn into a walker. Cool. How I had the big evacuation plan. You don't need it if you're just going into the sewer. More of that in this episode than any episode I've seen before.
Yeah, I mean,
more of the you just have to totally shut out any that you have and go. I just accept what they're giving me. I accept what they're giving me. I accept it.
Yeah, I mean, to have that kind of plan in place already without knowing that, Negan and his crew were out and that they were actually going to need this, it makes you wonder, like, what was Carl planning? What was the idea?
It was to go up there and delay Negan.
Yeah,
everything could be done, that's fine. But that plan couldn't have been in place because you didn't know Negan was still there.
Exactly. Why would he have had that plan already? I don't think his plan was initially just to take Sadiq into the sewer and turn into a zombie and wait for Sadiq to kill him so his soul could go back to heaven. Like Sadiq believes. I think the whole thing with the letter was Carl knew he was bitten, he was going to die, and he just needed to leave something for his dad. The fact that Negan showed up changed everything dramatically, and that put a wrench in his, I'm just going to go off in the sewers and die and become a zombie.
All right, and that's fine. I don't know why there's an escape hand. Anyways, a lot of it doesn't make sense.
It's true. They're very true.
But whatever. It doesn't. It just doesn't. So 3 minutes. Furiously, we see Carol driving furiously. We see Jerry driving furiously.
Jerry gets fucking sideswiped.
It's the floor.
Not Jerry. You and me both, man. You and me both. I'm like,
and I'm thinking I'm going to see Cooper on Talking Dead, and I'm just, it makes me so mad. Hold the phone. Something else happens. Is still fucking pity pot that he cannot get off of. Go up, and then he's like springs into action.
Yeah, it's like a switch flipped inside of him. Like when he heard the saviors outside, all of a sudden he's like back into King Ezekiel mode.
Okay, cool. We needed something to prompt him. Now we have it. What I deem egregious fuck you to the fans of this show that I've ever seen, and this episode was chock full of them.
I'm curious of what this is.
Jesus and Maggie are leading a convoy down the road, and there's a tree in the way. Now, does anybody get out to move the tree? No. They sit there and wait. Saviors just roll up on them. By the way, when the Saviors are rolling past them, hold on. Past them, are they shooting out their fucking tires? Are they taking any stance at all? No, just sitting there fucking waiting.
Okay.
Waited. Go ahead.
To be fair, as soon as Maggie realized the trees on the road, she called to the back car, hey, turn around. There's no reason why that back car didn't answer. I don't understand why the back car didn't say, hey, I can't turn around. There's people behind me. That should have been the first thing you heard on the fucking radio was just instead of silence and be like, sorry, I can't do it. There's headlights behind me. But, I realized once Maggie heard the silence, she realized that, there was no point turning around. And, but yeah, they gave in quickly. They gave in quickly on that one.
They gave in quick, right? So they pull up a box truck. They roll Jerry out of the back, which said on Twitter today, I saw 14 takes of that roll on him.
Is that Jerry? Cooper Anderson is Jerry?
Cooper something. Cooper, yeah. Anderson's not right. That's Anderson.
Well, Anderson. There's Anderson Cooper, who's a whole different person.
I think it might be Cooper Andrews.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, he said he did that 14 times and his pants fell down once. I wish they'd have kept that.
So little Jerry is hanging out.
It was cobbler time.
Jerry, leave the cobbler.
They get out and they put the coffin up on Maggie's hood. Now Sasha pops out of this thing. I'm gonna be stoked. Right? like Sasha around, and they're just gonna let her attack people.
It could have been Walker Gabriel for all we knew.
Could have been Walker Eugene, but he's better now. Eugene, we'll get to it.
Oh, I don't think so.
I will get to it. So I kind of bunched stuff up here just to get through it. So Simon. I need you to be better than Gregory, which not hard.
I love the fact that Simon just basically said that Gregory was a piece of shit. He's like, Gregory embarrassed me in front of the big man. It's like, given the chance, I think Simon would take out Gregory right now if he could.
Oh,
just because.
I 100% agree. I think Simon might be bucking for a promotion.
Yeah, we kind of saw a little bit of that. Didn't we see a little bit a week or so ago with them talking in the room where Simon and Negan had that moment, are we going to have a problem again?
Right. Back to what was his job before Negan showed up.
Yeah. You know, there is some history with Simon and Negan that we don't know about, and there might be some bad blood between the two of them. We don't know, but I mean, Negan or Simon definitely has that need to please. You know, so
do you think he shares in the belief that this is necessary in this moment when he shoots Neil?
Oh, I think so. I think
Really?
so. Yeah.
All right.
Because you know he straight up says like, look, he's like, you guys fucked up. One of you has to die. That's just the way it is. You know, so
yeah, but that's Negan's way.
But you know,
are you saying that he's fully I am Negan? That there's no more I am Simon?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, from what we've seen of Simon throughout the last season or two, I think he's wholeheartedly, you know, on board with the Negan mentality.
What?
With the Negan state of mind.
Oh, okay.
You know,
it's possible. But I want to know what Simon's deal was before.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I'd love to see like the backstory of Negan. I'd love to see, you know, I mean, it's not something we need to take a whole episode on, but you know, I'd love to see some flashbacks of Negan pre-apocalypse, or to Simon pre-apocalypse, or just Negan and Simon early before Rick and everybody met the Saviors. You know, I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what drove some of these characters.
A web series just of like 20-minute episodes on what people were doing before.
Not even that, but you know, like well, you watch, you don't watch it on AMC, you watch it online, but you know, like each season of like Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, they do these little webisodes, these little like 2-3 minute episodes that take place over every episode of the season that introduces some like little random effect of the story. I'd love to see like a little series of this of like Negan and Simon or something like that, you know, just like a 16 part, you know, 2-3 minute episode each week to kind of give you some backstory. So Marcus says, you know, the Saviors are gracious to the survivors.
Yeah.
They kill 100 of their men, and Negan only wants to kill 2 or 3 people in return. Very fair point. But you know, but to that, I mean, but Negan realizes the value of keeping these people alive, because by keeping them alive, they're going to provide for them. You know, okay, they're a commodity.
Cool part to me in this episode, and we just jump right to Maggie's return to the hilltop after this. Back and deal with Jerry in the street. Back to hilltop and pulls the guy out of the prison, shoots him right in the head. Just becoming them. She's becoming Simon and Negan. She's becoming more like him and accepting it, because on her box she wrote 38 more. Stand the fuck down.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm surprised she picked that guy, not the guy that was giving Morgan shit. I figured that guy would have been the first one to get a bullet.
Than that.
Really true, very true. But yeah, I mean, to see like, that was a very very brutal moment for Maggie. I mean, this is very out of character for Maggie to just, you know, execute somebody in retaliation for killing a random nobody from Hilltop that we've never seen before. You know,
just grab a guy out of the lineup and pull his head off. And that's what Negan would have done. And that's what Simon did.
I mean, yeah, because Simon basically straight up said, like, hey, one of you has to die. You know, doesn't matter who, one of you has to die just to prove a point.
Right. He chose Neil. He didn't choose Jesus. He didn't choose Jerry. He didn't choose a name character. He chose a red shirt.
Exactly.
A red shirt. Totally cool with that.
And you know, like going through this episode, watching red shirts die, I'm thinking, okay, where the fuck is this big, like, oh, everyone's gonna be talking moment? Because in an episode like this, where the Saviors got out and they were gonna go wreak havoc, I figured there were gonna be some like big name deaths, you know, like maybe more than one, you know, like the season 7 premiere, you know, the Abraham and Glenn, you know, I was expecting some like massive, like, holy shit moment. I was expecting a couple of those throughout the episode.
I was expecting death. I was expecting Rick to lose a limb. We could have taken Rick's hand. It doesn't have it in the comic.
True.
So that could have happened, and that would have been a big shocking thing.
But I mean, you know,
because it's so long happened in the comics. But I understand what it does to the actor. It puts him in a horrible position, and yeah.
But I mean, Negan would have been satisfied with the limb. Negan wanted to kill Rick. He's been saying that since he got out. He's like, look, I don't care what happens. Rick's gonna die by my hand, in front of everybody, just to prove the point that I'm the man. And your bullshit attempt at taking us out has failed miserably.
Right. All bullshit posturing and dick measuring. That's all this is. Since we started this podcast.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's as soon as Negan arrives, this has become one big "my dick is bigger than yours" contest.
Exactly.
And it is. It's getting tiresome. And we're losing. If we lose Carl because of this, Carl was our future.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, like Jared mentioned, this is a big deviation from the comic book. This is going to have serious repercussions. This is going to really change Rick and the rest of Saviors. Not just Rick, but I think Michonne is going to have a huge reaction to this because her and Carl had seriously bonded, over chocolate pudding and just the amount of time they spent together. I think Michonne might feel it a bit more than Rick does ultimately.
I think if this is the way it happens and Carl does end up dead, next 7 episodes dealing with Rick's relationship with Judith, back to the next season, Judith will be old enough to talk and walk and be an actress.
Maybe. I mean,
Rick's whole thing is Carl. He's doing all this for his family.
No, quick question, because I don't remember, but in the premiere of the season, when we saw like Old Man Rick, did we see Carl?
Yeah.
Oh, Carl was there in Old Man Future? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't remember if we saw Carl in that future. I know we saw Michonne, I know we saw Judith, but I don't remember if we saw Carl.
What is this if talk? Oh, there is an if.
See, I'm with Marcus on this one. I think Carl is gone. I think he is done.
Oh, all right. Let's just get to it. Look, either Carl's immune, has to be. We may get Carl sick, deathbed. We have Dr. Carson on his way back to help work on him. Carl was in the dream, but he wasn't in the future Flash. Well, there you go.
All right. Thanks, Marcus.
Thanks, man. Yeah, maybe he's dead.
I mean, it would definitely change the dynamic.
I thought Carl would be at the end of this series.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I thought Carl was going to be the future, because Rick's not going to be around forever, but Carl was young enough that he has the time, he would have grown up in this apocalypse, that he would have known enough of what's going on to be able to lead people in this new world. Yeah, and now they're taking that from us.
President Carl with the one eye.
There you go. One-eyed Carl.
Judith with the good hair. Let's see here. All right, so let's jump it all around. Daryl and all this gang. All right, so we got the Daryl, Michonne, Rosita, and Tara gang. They're like the Scooby gang or something without a dog. Maybe Dwight's their dog.
Dwight's their dog, yeah, definitely.
They lure the Scooby gang lure the Dwight and his followers into a little trap. Knew about this ahead of time because it didn't appear to be.
No. Dwight didn't know about this ahead of time, but Dwight prepared for the idea of it. Like, they talk about how he didn't block the exit there. Like, he didn't bring in the big trucks. He just put the cars there. And he even says, like, look, he's like, I saw the smoke. I stopped where I did because I knew what you guys were doing. Yeah. He didn't know ahead of time what was going to happen, but he had an idea of what could happen.
Smoke hit the road. He knew what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not because we saw how that got communicated to him, because we, the audience, who cares what we learned.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was communicated at all, but I think he realized, like, okay, there's a road here, and even though there's a wall here, it could easily be driven through. I think they just, it was kind of like, hey, it was a back entrance that wasn't really marked, but could easily have been plowed through with the big truck if they needed to get out in time.
So during a little firefight, Dwight turns on some of his savior buddies and takes them out, shoots a couple rounds at them.
Oh, he took out almost everybody in that raiding party, except for Neck Tattoo.
How does your do you feel better about Dwight being on Team Alexandria now?
Well, I mean, I've always been okay with Dwight on Team Alexandria. I mean, I knew what his motivation was. I knew why he was doing this. So I've never had a problem with Dwight. Again, having read the comic book up to this point. What?
There's no going back to the saviors for him now.
Oh no, not after this point. Especially because Neck Tattoo survived, and she knows, she's going to go back to Negan with the information that Dwight was the one that did all this shit. And I'm glad she survived because she's cute. I like her,
Oh, Adam's got a thing for Neck Tattoo.
Oh, I totally got a thing for Neck Tattoo. I'll fucking take Eugene out and take her for myself.
I'm starting to coddle onto Rosita a little bit more. Lack of Hispanic women out here.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
I grew up out there in a melting pot where I had Asian girls and Mexican girls and whatever, black girls. There was everything out there. Black girls and black girls, and that's it.
Well, shit, if you got to think for Asian girls, come on down to my work, man, because it's all Asian girls down here.
How long it's been since I've seen a hot Asian girl?
Yeah. Seriously, man, the fucking Hoffman building at USC's Health Sciences campus, man, lots of Asian girls.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's a couple hot white girls there too, man. I mean, you don't figure this is the area for white girls, but there's a couple cuties out here.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's do Eugene and Doc Carson and Gabriel and all that real quick.
Yeah. This is a little bit surprising for me. I didn't expect to see Eugene make this turn.
I did. He was dealing with the with me about the girls. That's what that yap's about. By the way, he's in my fantasy league, J-Rod. So the final score of my fantasy league. Do not tell me. I don't want to know until this podcast is over. Don't spoil it. No spoilers.
No, I mean, no. Yeah, Eugene has been feeling some guilt, and I think that's why he needs the shot glass of wine every night to sleep. But after last week's episode, especially where you see how he reacts with Gabriel and his interactions with Dwight, talking about his traveling companions and all this other bullshit, I didn't honestly expect to see Eugene be like, okay, look, I've cleared the way. Get the hell out of here. Take the doctor with you.
It was good though. Like he gave him the keys. Oops, there they are.
Yeah, I apparently dropped the keys out of my pocket,
of a car parked right
to a car that might be near that exit where I disabled the guard with the X-lax and where he's violently shitting himself.
Eugene does good work.
Yeah, he does. I mean,
do you think? Go ahead.
No, yeah, I mean, he knows how to disable somebody. Violent shitting is a great way to disable somebody. Because I wouldn't want to shoot somebody if I was violently shitting my pants.
Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. If I had a superpower, it would be to control other people's bowels.
You just need the bowel disruptor from Transmetropolitan.
Nobody can be cool when they're shitting their pants. Nobody. Matthew McConaughey is a baby. He'd be cool while shitting his pants.
Probably. He'd be like, all right.
That did that. But, so at the kingdom, Ezekiel as he starts standing up. He rolls out some liquid, I assume gasoline.
Yeah, gasoline.
And lights the place up. It blows up nice and big. school bus in to pick everybody up. I thought he was going to take them all to school.
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is not a single fucker got on the bus. They all ran away.
They all ran off.
I figured, yeah, distraction with the gas fire, pull up on the school bus, get everybody on, and drive the fuck out of there. But that's not what happened at all.
In the back doing Reading Rainbow, and everybody goes home.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Mean, talk about your stupid fucking distractions, man. He had a chance to save everybody and get the fuck out of there. But no, he's like, I'm just going to blow things up. I'm going to distract these guys. You run for the exit, leave the bus here, and I'm going to lock the door behind you.
Leave the bus, by the way. That's the key point. Battering ram of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Look at these people. All right, so...
I mean, is everyone in the show fucking stupid or what?
Apparently, yeah. Especially.
Yeah.
It looks like everybody runs out of the kingdom, and Carol sees Ezekiel, and she's like, "Your my majesty, or your highness," or whatever she says. And I was just like, "Oh, Carol, stop."
Yeah, she's the only one running towards the kingdom. Well, everyone's running away.
Save them like you saved me. And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Scott Gimble."
No, Jesus was on the hilltop.
Oh. Yeah, because Jesus wouldn't have wrote that line. That fucking line was horrible. I once wrote 2 plays, and you saw. Did you see both or one of them?
I also saw one of them.
You know, I know how to write a bad line, and that was a bad line.
I'm an American, man.
I'm an American, man.
That was one of the best parts to read through, man.
It was. All right, so yeah. So they take Ezekiel captive because they're going to kill him and put his head on a spike. But spoiler alert, that's not how he goes out.
Yet.
Well, so far. Carl, I mean, if they do, if Carl's death is official of the comic book.
Oh, no, totally. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Gone.
I mean,
in the future that happens in the comic books, you can forget about it because everything is it's the wild, wild west.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's been that way for a while, though. I mean, they've like I've talked about this a number of times throughout the podcast. Is that who lives and who dies is very, very different from the comic books. They change when somebody dies. They change if somebody dies at all. I mean, Carol, for God's sake, Carol should have been dead 4 seasons ago. But Carol's still kicking around because people love Carol.
They have taken liberties and given people's deaths to other people, yes. And they've kept, like Michonne, doing the Andrea stuff that Andrea was doing in the comics. But I can't... Carl's too big. Carl's too big.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing...
We are talking... They said, everybody will be talking about it. And we are, because we were all like...
Yeah, up until that point, I'm like, seriously, you wasted 90 fucking minutes of just this episode, and this is what we're going to be talking about, is the fact that Negan spent 90 minutes saying "fuck you" to the survivors. It wasn't until Carl pulled out his little bandage and be like, "Look, here's a little bite mark. I'm infected." I'm like, okay, this is what they actually want us to talk about. Okay, I was really concerned there for a minute that it was basically one of Marvel's little like, oh, this is going to break the internet in half bullshit moments where like, okay, we're going to kill, Goliath, a character that we haven't seen in 12 years. It's like stupid shit like that.
This is not like killing Superman. It's not.
No, it's not.
But it is like killing Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. Yeah, this is, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
The story.
And when we talked about this last week as who's safe and who's on the chopping block, you and I both agreed that Carl was 100% safe. That there was no way they were going to kill Carl off. And they fucking proved us wrong.
That's why it's shocking and we don't like it. And it's, maybe there's underlying things. Maybe, Chandler wants to go to college and be away from the show, and that's fine.
Maybe it's a whole like Walt from Lost where like he just got too big too fast and like, this doesn't make sense for the timeline.
be fine, but why did we wait until he was fucking 18?
Yeah.
When he was 14?
Yeah. I mean, who knows what the reason is behind why they decided to do this? Was it Chandler's decision? Was it, he wanted to go to college? I heard he's got like a music album coming out or something like that, or at least some songs dropping.
Yeah, but I also heard his dad is not happy.
He's not happy about what he's leaving the show or that he's on the show.
How the producers handled the last episode.
Well, I mean, you figure this kid spent almost half his life on the show.
Of course.
That's a pretty big commitment, especially as a child.
Right. We don't know, what it was, whether it was the producer's decision or Chandler's decision or to die. That's just, some of you will have to face the fact that he may just not die.
Yeah, I mean,
that's okay. I saw a thing today, and it was the greatest. It was the greatest line, and I wanted to remember so I could say it in the podcast. But Quick, who with a real gem of knowledge, said that we criticize things because we love them.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Far more true in the case of a show like The Walking Dead, or for us, Preacher, or for Game of Thrones. Passionately involved in a show, and then it deviates any bit from the source material upon which it was based, that you as a fan love. I love Preacher. I love the books. That was my favorite comic.
It still is my favorite comic, but yeah.
Yeah, and to watch them do the TV show that just basically just pissed all over my comic. Great.
We still need to go back and do like the Preacher season 2 recap, because I have some things to say about that.
You do, and I do too. But I also allowed the TV show to be the TV show, so I have to let this TV show be the TV show.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I totally understand like that. But to Hardwick's point, I mean, not even things that are based on source material, like any show that fans are passionate about, they're going to have that kind of reaction when something like this happens. I mean, Supernatural or any of these other kinds of shows where you have these people that have been following characters for 8 years or more. You're going to have people. What?
How I Met Your Mother.
At first, I hated it, but after a couple rewatches, I understood where they were coming from. It made sense to a certain extent. I didn't love it, but I was okay with the ending of that.
Same way. They're never going to make everybody happy.
The end of Sopranos.
All right, that was fucking up the ending of the show.
Same with the ending of Quantum Leap.
It was a mess. And I'm not saying there's an easy way, especially for this show to end. There's not an easy way to end it.
No, I mean, and that was the whole point of the show is, the whole point of the comic book is, what happens in the zombie movies after the credits roll? You still have survivors. What happens then? This is what Kirkman's plan was, is what happens to these people after they get out of the mall or after they get out of the small town that's overrun by zombies? What do they do? Because they're not just going to give up and die. He wanted to do a series about how people survive in this world, because there are people that are going to survive.
Of course, life finds a way. We learned
exactly.
That in Jurassic Park.
That's right. Thank you, Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg.
Fuck you. Thank you, Jeff Goldblum.
It's the Goldblum.
Where credit is due, that was Dr. Ian Malcolm.
But Crichton did write the line.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, but when people invest good periods of their life, 8 years of their lives in this character, watched him grow up on screen, to have this kind of reaction when something like this happens. I mean, we all have a kind of an attachment to this character. We watched Carl from that awkward little kid wearing the Science Dog T-shirt in the first episode to getting gut shot on the farm, getting his eye busted out, with another gunshot, wearing his dad's hat for so many years. We grew up watching this kid.
Before he dies, Carl needed to get laid. needed to happen for that kid.
And he's not dead yet, so maybe Michonne will let him throw her a bone.
Oh, no, hey. Pickle my girl either.
Okay, there's plenty of other women in Alexandria that would like.
There you go. Don't be offering up Michonne to people. She ain't her pimp. She's mine.
Yeah, but she's the kind of nice person that would be like, look, you know what? I don't want you to go to heaven without having experience, getting your dick wet.
She would. You're right. Michonne's a good woman. Carol might just jerk him off and Carol would throw it down like that.
Oh, she would, but then she'd give him a dirty look after and be like, don't fucking tell anyone about this.
Your dick on the curtains.
We've totally got off the rails on this episode.
Yeah, this episode. Hey, thanks for everybody for listening. I'm near 26 now. He does look a little bit old.
You notice like the whiskers, like when they close up on him.
He's a strapping young man.
He needs a haircut.
Right, that's it. He got it. He did. He just posted a picture. He got a mullet.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or something. They cut his hair into a mullet.
Nice.
Now, he's doing the Eugene the Younger Years Chronicles. Chandler Riggs as young Eugene.
Yeah, that's the next AMC series. If CBS can do young Sheldon, then AMC can do a young Eugene.
We could have a crossover. Young Sheldon.
Oh, I think that would be pretty funny.
That would be pretty awesome, yeah. I was watching Parks and Rec recently. Load up the Game of Thrones references on that show. You ever noticed that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I haven't watched that in a while.
That's gonna do it for this half season of Where's Carl?
Yeah.
Wow. Seemed like we just got our ban lifted and we were able to podcast again.
Oh, jeez. You had to go bring that up, didn't you?
In case you're listening, you do. Fuck you. You shouldn't have ever been banned for 90 days. I was wrong.
For what? We still don't know why the fuck we were banned.
For nothing. We did nothing. The episode we got banned for
didn't exist.
It was recorded. It doesn't exist. It's not a lost episode. You're not going to find it one day.
Marcus says, "Where's Carol?"
Where's Carol? That's next season. Where's Carol? I'm not even gonna change anything. I'm just gonna on the graphic red O over between the R and the L. Carol, where's Carl?
I love it.
On that episode in between our ranking and the recap, maybe we'll do something really stupid.
Fair enough. I'm always down for doing something stupid.
I'll have to think about something like I like the idea of the young Sheldon, young Eugene crossover. So I'm gonna work from there.
Okay.
I'm gonna do shows that we want these characters to show up on. Love to see Carol show up on like Desperate Housewives of Atlanta.
I want to see Rick Grimes show up on like Andy Griffith.
I see Michonne on Archie Bunker.
Oh,
all in the family. That'd be awesome.
Or the Jeffersons.
Jeffersons. We can send. Let's see. Negan on Grey's Anatomy. Wait.
Oh, he was already there.
No. All right, yeah, that's gonna do it. We're out of here. Until next time, love many, trust few, do harm to no one.